In life, we all experience those moments when we suddenly feel the urge to make a change. Maybe it's deciding to learn a new skill, ramp up our exercise routine, or get better at managing our time. It's like a light bulb moment, isn't it? But here's the kicker. Despite our initial enthusiasm and motivation, many of us find ourselves slipping back into old habits sooner than we'd like. It's like trying to hold onto water in your hands. It slips away no matter how tightly you grip it. Enter implementation intentions. These little marvels are all about turning those grand plans into concrete actions. Instead of just saying, "I'll exercise more," you get specific. "I'll go for a 30-minute jog in the park every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday after work." See the difference? It's like giving your goal GPS coordinates. It knows exactly where to go and how to get there. And guess what? Research backs it up. Studies show that when people use implementation intentions, they're far more likely to actually follow through on their intentions. It's like giving yourself a roadmap to success. Let's take an example. Say you want to start eating healthier. You could just say, "I'll eat better," and leave it at that. But chances are, when you're faced with a late-night craving or a tempting dessert, that vague intention won't hold much weight. Now, add implementation intentions into the mix. You might say, "If I get a late-night craving, then I'll have a piece of fruit instead of reaching for the chips." Boom. You've just given yourself a plan of action for when temptation strikes. But what about when life throws a curveball your way? That's where coping plans come in. Think of them as your backup strategy, your plan B. Let's stick with the healthy eating example. Say you've committed to having fruit instead of chips when cravings hit, but then you find yourself at a friend's party surrounded by delicious snacks. Enter coping plans. You might decide ahead of time that if you're faced with a buffet of treats, you'll load up on veggies first to fill up before indulging in the less healthy options. It's like having a safety net to catch you when things get tough. And here's the kicker. When you combine implementation intentions with coping plans, magic happens. Research shows that this dynamic duo significantly boosts your chances of sticking to your goals, even when life tries to throw you off track. It's like having a superpower against procrastination and excuses. But let's talk about guilt for a moment. We've all been there. You set out with the best of intentions, only to fall short and end up feeling like a failure. It's like carrying around a weight on your shoulders, dragging you down in other areas of your life. But here's the thing. Guilt doesn't have to be your constant companion. Even if you don't hit your target every time, every small step you take towards your goal is still progress. It's like climbing a mountain. Every step, no matter how small, gets you closer to the summit. And let's not forget about the power of starting small. Sometimes, the hardest part is just getting started. But even committing to a tiny action can snowball into something bigger. It's like pushing a boulder. It takes effort to get it moving, but once it's rolling, it's unstoppable. So, here's the bottom line. If you want to make a change in your life, don't just rely on motivation alone. Harness the power of implementation intentions and coping plans to turn your intentions into actions. And remember, even the smallest steps forward are still steps in the right direction. So go ahead, take that first step. Your future self will thank you for it. But let's dive deeper into the science behind this phenomenon. Research in psychology and behavioral science has shed light on why implementation intentions and coping plans work so effectively in helping individuals achieve their goals. One key aspect is the concept of mental contrasting. This involves not only envisioning the desired outcome, but also considering the potential obstacles that may arise along the way. By mentally contrasting the ideal scenario with potential challenges, individuals are better prepared to formulate specific plans to overcome those obstacles when they arise. Moreover, implementation intentions and coping plans capitalize on the power of habit formation. By linking specific actions to particular cues or triggers, individuals create automatic responses that make it easier to stick to their intended behaviors. It's like programming your brain to follow a predetermined course of action when faced with certain situations. Additionally, these strategies leverage the principle of cognitive dissonance. When individuals commit to specific plans and encounter obstacles, they experience a psychological discomfort between their intentions and their actions. This discomfort motivates them to resolve the inconsistency by aligning their behavior with their original intentions, thus increasing their likelihood of following through on their plans. Furthermore, implementation intentions and coping plans provide a sense of control and agency over one's actions. Rather than relying solely on willpower and motivation, individuals proactively anticipate challenges and devise strategies to overcome them, empowering them to navigate obstacles more effectively. Incorporating coping plans into the equation adds an extra layer of resilience. By preparing for potential setbacks in advance, individuals are better equipped to handle adversity and stay on track towards their goals. It's like having a contingency plan in place to weather any storm that comes your way. Moreover, research has shown that the combination of implementation intentions and coping plans can enhance self-regulatory processes. By setting clear goals, specifying action plans, and preparing for obstacles, individuals strengthen their self-control and decision-making abilities, making it easier to resist temptations and stay focused on their long-term objectives. But what about the role of emotions in this process? It's essential to acknowledge the impact of emotions such as guilt, frustration, and disappointment on goal pursuit. When individuals fail to follow through on their intentions, they often experience negative emotions that can undermine their motivation and confidence. However, by adopting a more compassionate and forgiving mindset, individuals can mitigate the detrimental effects of guilt and self-criticism. Instead of viewing setbacks as evidence of personal failure, they can reframe them as opportunities for learning and growth. Embracing a growth mindset allows individuals to approach challenges with resilience and optimism, fostering a more adaptive response to setbacks. In conclusion, implementation intentions and coping plans offer powerful strategies for translating intentions into actions and overcoming obstacles along the way. By harnessing the principles of mental contrasting, habit formation, cognitive dissonance, and self-regulation, individuals can increase their chances of success and create lasting behavior change. Moreover, by cultivating self-compassion and adopting a growth mindset, they can navigate setbacks with resilience and optimism, ultimately achieving their goals and improving their quality of life.